Researchers from Pennsylvania State University recently found that along the Allegheny River, mussels in that water, shellfish, are actually starting to show strontium, non-radioactive strontium, in their shells. And these researchers have realized that the reason this chemical is being found in the shells of these mollusks is because it was present in the fracking wastewater that was dumped upstream in the Allegheny River from where these mussels were found. What this means, according to the researchers, is that not only have these dangerous fracking chemicals made their way into the food chain, but now, because it takes a very long time for mollusk shells to develop, and each time it adds a new layer, there's bioaccumulation, meaning it's not just flushing out of their system. There is bioaccumulation of fracking chemicals in the food chain here in the United States. That is a dangerous thought. It's a scary thought, but unfortunately, that is the new reality in which we are living. And you want to make things even worse? How about this? How about the fact that we still don't know all of the chemicals that are in each individual company's fracking water? We don't know what they're using. We don't know what chemicals they're pumping into the earth. Because according to them, thanks to Dick Cheney's Halliburton loophole, it's a trade secret. We can't know. Because if they tell us, then their competitors might find out and start using that same chemical cocktail as well. So they're pumping these deadly toxins because, yes, we do know there are cancer-causing chemicals in there. We know there's diesel fuel. We know there's other heavy metals that can cause severe endocrine disruption in human beings. The strontium alone, by the way, that they're currently finding in the mollusks can actually adversely affect bone growth in our children, basically turning them into osteoporosis having young people. But hey, at least we're getting more natural gas out of it, right? At least these fracking companies are pulling in a major profit from all of this, yeah? No, they are poisoning the food chain starting at the bottom. And that's the thing. When you find something, any of these chemicals in the bottom of the food chain, like shellfish, mollusks, things like that, it makes its way up. Because those get eaten by other marine creatures. The fish, the marine mammals, and so on and so up the food chain until eventually it's going to reach human beings. Then what? Honestly, then what do we do? When we start eating seafood or land mammals, whatever it is, even vegetables, because this stuff goes into the groundwater. What happens when that stuff starts bioaccumulating in our own bodies? Once it starts building up for years? Well, I can tell you what's going to happen because we've seen what happens. We saw it with DuPont, with their C8 chemical that's used in Teflon. We've seen it with Monsanto's Roundup, and we're going to see it again with these fracking chemicals. We're going to see cancers. We're going to see neurological disorders. We're going to see all kinds of life-altering illnesses, diseases, and conditions that we can place squarely on the fracking companies for pouring their wastewater into our rivers, streams, and aquifers. We've now been given the warning that this is in fact happening and that it is affecting marine life. But unfortunately, we don't have a government with enough courage to stand up to these companies to tell them to stop poisoning us.